Hello, good morning. My name is Faloye Phillips, your history teacher, and I'm particularly happy to be with you this morning. Um, the purpose of this class is for review, and this time around, we're going to look at strictly a review of how we can answer questions on paper 4, a 40 marks question. And the requirements for this is just for you to replay as usual. Anytime you have some calculations to make, you need to be very, very proactive concerning this paper, because it's this area where students are able to aggregate marks. Paper 1 strictly is 40 marks, 40%, at the end of the day. Paper 2 is 33% of the score, 100%. Then this last one is 27%. Because of the method and the frame of the paper, the way it is, it's owned by the students, and it's the area where students are able to really, express themselves. They are able to express themselves by writing everything, throwing all their weight into it, because it's a very detailed paper. You must be ready. You must be ready to give number 1 evidences. You must be ready to give number 2 analysis, to show cause and effects. It's all very important that this paper, you do all your research about it, and I wish you good luck. Right? Yes, when we talk about paper 4 is a detailed paper, like I said earlier, but there are certain things that you really need to grasp in order for you to be able to get your A's. Well, paper 4, number 1 rules in answering paper 4. Number 1 rule in answering paper 4 is you need to do what? To answer your question directly. Especially when the questions are direct questions, you need to answer it directly. Do not waste time at all. It is not the time for introduction. Go straight and answer. If your view is no, answer no in the beginning and explain the reason why. Number 2, that you need to avoid very, very much, because many students fall prey into this. I encourage you to avoid summary. Please do that. Avoid summary. Don't summarize the paper. The experts, they know what they wrote there. You do not have to do a summary of any of the source. Number 3, any of the sources. Number 3, in comparison of comparing questions, please, thou shalt not state entirely, what is in the paper. What you just need is just to bring up few illustrations in the paper. You bring up like an excerpt. When you compare, similarities and differences between sources, or among sources, you need to bring proof from quoting out of the paper. This said this, and so I believe that this is what is relating to this, and if it is relating to this, means that they are saying the same thing, and if it is saying this, it's different from what this is saying. So you need to bring out, excerpt from the paper, from the sources, to prove your points, to show differences or similarities. Very, very important. Now, another one is that when we talk about comparison, you need to not look at the surface. There are surface meaning. Okay, there are times when you need to look at the ironical meaning things that are stated in the other form, but really it is not. It is talking about an entirely different thing. All right. So because students most of the time they do not look at some ironical word that are used, and they try to lift it up and use it literally the way it is. For instance, if I say that in an ironical word, I'm not going to sleep, and I'm stepping out, walking across the room straight to my bed, and I lay there on the bed, close my eyes. What am I doing? I'm saying something different from what I am doing. So you know that I am not really saying that I'm not going to sleep. I'm saying that I am going to what, lay down on my bed and sleep. So all these is are very important. Um, Next is that always use the source to back up your view. Well, use the source to back up your view. You need to prove that you understand the various sources, and the only way you can tell that you do is to prove it by backing up your views. Check if the questions want two sides. Very important. Ibupe's last question, last paper, second paper two that was done um, before the COVID-19 sudden holiday. Uh, you made a lot of mistakes in summarizing your work. You did not throw your weight on the paper. What I mean is that you did not express the entirely what you know. You have to put down all what you know. It is not a summary paper at all. Explain extensively. You know, that's what you do. All right. Um, it's also very important that you do not have to look at uh, surface meaning all the time. I said that earlier. I'm repeating it now because it's very important. Because when you do that, another thing is that you will not be able to uh, look. You not be able to aggregate or understand what we call the reliability of the paper. What I mean by reliability is that there are some sources, that are reliable in describing certain occasions and things that happen. But if you do not, you know, uh, totally look at the paper, all encompassed, read between the lines and understand it very well and try to analyze, you may not be able, I repeat, you may not be able to know which one is more reliable. Okay, you could make the mistake by choosing those sources that are unreliable. So these are just a brief one that I'll give to you today. I advise you also to ensure that all your assignments are done. I've told you earlier on, I've sent messages through WhatsApp to you. You need to do all your assignments. Those that I have hazardly done, please ensure you do them. The reasons being that the IGSCSC authorities may be coming to the school, and when they want to grade you this time around, it may not be through exam. I don't know if they will still resort to scheduling the exams, but mainly what I see is that for now it is said that your assignments, your coursework, your project work, your class work, okay, all these are very important because there is a great possibility that it could be used to grade you. So what we are saying here is that ensure that you do justice to them. The incomplete one, please do it. So by resumption, by the special grace of God, we shall be marking and grading them upwardly for you. I wish you good luck. Please work hard, and I know that you will make your parents and yourself proud. Thank you.